We would now be having a panel discussion on scrap import. For this discussion, I would like to call upon Mr. Salam Sharif, Mr. Anshul Gupta, Mr. Nasser Aboura, Managing Partner, Aboura Metals, Mr. Sanjay Misra, Partner, SPM Biscom Trade LLP. And I would also like to call upon Mr. Sunil Mardia to start this discussion. Thank you.
To start with, I would like to thank the organizers, Sunil, for this wonderful gathering, and I wish all the success. I would like to wish all the success for this wonderful meeting with the presence of all the distinguished guests and delegates. I'm sure we will end up with a successful outcome. We're talking about recycling and scrap metals, non-ferrous scrap metals. I believe one of the topics will be on the quality of the scrap and the import of the scrap. So, since it is a panel discussion, I believe it's going to be a question and answer. So, we can open the floor for the questions. If anybody has a question, please.
This is to Mr. Anshul Gupta. You said that you started an industry in India and to some extent it doesn't came up to your expectations. Did you approach Prime Minister who talks about the made in India? Indian coming from the outside and want to start an industry in India, he got failed. These are the main reasons. Have you contacted, have you sent a message to him?
It's an excellent idea. Actually, it never came to me. Though been trying recently, when we encountered certain problems, we just waited for, okay, let's wait for GST bill to come through. And then India would be a big unified market. And plus the importance of PAN card being used in all the cash transaction will reduce the reliance on cash transactions which are going on in the industry. So we are just waiting, but you're right, we cannot wait. We have to act. And we should pass on this message. It's very important for all of us. We just wait for the other person to act and they just follow them like a sheep. But we have to be like the emblem of Make in India. We have to be like a lion. Start acting on it. Thank you so much. I got the message from you.
I think, thanks for the idea. We will make this also a point when we make a referendum or when we make a note tomorrow. Thank you very much.
If I may, through the chair.
Please.
I understand the few slides have maybe provocated some of the audience out here, which Anshul Bhai has tried to show in a comparison. And I'm not defending his slides, neither talking on his behalf, but let me just try to put the message across. In my presentation, and as per the numbers shown and discussed, that the recycling rate in India is below the standards worldwide. Now, that is not an insult at all. We do understand that the manufacturing sector is more advanced than, and more rather efficient than the rest of the world, because you have the resources, you have the technological know-how, you have the power of will, and you have skylights as your ambition. And I'm sure once the government facilitates all the recycling and manufacturing zones in India, it is to us as suppliers, I'm talking now as a supplier in the Middle East, it will be the best home for us to send it just in a proximity of few days voyage than having to send it to other parts of the world. So the message is, let's work together. We can send the message across through the associations of the metals, and I'm sure our voice will reach out to the government officials who will be embracing those suggestions, because they'll be more proud to see that everything is made in India, right there where the competitive products will be reaching out to the rest of the world. So this is just to share my opinion.
Sir, anybody imports scrap, especially aluminium in India, as a container, it consists of lot of zinc, lot of lead, lot of other elements are also included in it. Anybody in India want to import aluminium scrap, he can import without any impurity like zinc, lead, magnesium, manganese, and other things.
I think I would like to answer that question because these are the suppliers. I wouldn't want an answer from them. Anybody who supplies will always say that I am the best. But I would simply like to say that it depends on where you are buying from, what you are buying, what rate you are giving. So quality doesn't depend on that all aluminum containers will contain some impurities or all copper containers will contain impurities. No, there are many copper containers. Sometimes you get only stones inside. So it is with whom you are dealing. You cannot generalize everything. It is with whom.
I am in FZCO from 98 onwards, and I am the consultant of more than 100 companies. I have not seen any container which has come from Dubai, South Africa, anything which have not the mixing is there.
So next time you give us all the details, we will talk to those parties. You please give us the details from where, which party, which country container has come out with contamination. We will discuss with them. Yeah? You can't take personal questions in the forum.
Sunil Bhai, if I may,
Please.
just make a comment. I shared your growing pain, sir, if you had some wrong commodity coming in your containers, and of course this is something painful. But I like to make a general comment. Usually, whether it's on the buyer side or supplier side, there are quality of suppliers and quality of buyers. If the proper matching is done through the right connections of agent or the right channels, or maybe just like the channel Mr. Sunil is trying to arrange right now through his electronic platform, I'm sure there'll be a lot of more bindings with the loading and receiving parties, especially if that is taken care through a proper contract where it stipulates all terms and conditions. If something goes wrong, who is responsible, how to compensate, how to take it further to the betterment of both parties. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, sir.
No, I just wanted now to close this session by saying one word. Any of you who have not been to the Dubai or Middle East recycling facilities and yards are invited to come as our guests to be guided throughout the Middle East yards, not only our facilities. We'll be happy to guide you throughout other facilities as well. And you'll be guided to the reliable sources of commodity or materials where you'll be quite impressed with the system that it's running. Because few slides I have shown in my presentation, that is not just to show off our facilities, but I believe the Middle Eastern suppliers and those hands full of packers, I will not say across the board, they really run facilities as much advanced as it is in Europe or in the United States, and that is not my wordings. These are the wordings I've had from a lot of those who visited our facilities. So I'm sure if you're connected with the right people, you get the right quality. However, they say if you pay a little bit more, it's never too expensive. But if you pay a little less, it could be really very, very expensive. Thank you for the panel, sir.